Oh, hi there, everyone. Welcome to an episode of Cardwell's Cauldron here on Geektopia Island. I'm Cardwell.
And I'm Kevin.
And before we get into the shenanigans that we have for the day, I'd like to go ahead and remind you that we did start up a Patreon. So if you would like to support us, go to patreon.geektopia.com. And we'd love to have you there. It'll help us evolve and make a lot more awesome stuff.
For sure.
All right. Now, with the deck, everyone loves this type of deck. And it is mill. It is mill time again in standard. Probably not. There's some cards that counter it, but we'll get with that, alright? Now, the deck is called Flooded Knowledge. There's a lot of weird water themes in this set.
Mm-hmm.
And no, I'm sorry, there are no petitioners or dudes in this deck. Okay? That card is terrible. We've tried to make it on Arena, it just doesn't work. Okay? It just doesn't work.
I don't know.
One Exelon Binding, one Unmoored Ego, it's just bad. You just lose. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's fair.
But with that, we do have one creature to start us off with. It's the Wall of Lost Thoughts. 1 in a blue, 0/4, so that's good stats. Defender. When it enters the play, target player mills 4 cards. So for 2, they mill 4. You get a 0/4 dude, and this meta is all about small dudes coming at you really fast.
Yeah.
All right, the next one.
Next up is one of the first spells.
Yep.
And it is Blink of an Eye. It is an instant. It's a blue and 1, and it's got kicker blue and 1, so essentially 4 mana if you want to kicker it. Return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. If the spell is kicked, draw a card.
Yep. Now, there's some tricks using this on your own permanents, and we'll get to that in a moment. But the fact that you can draw a card, and we all know Psychic Corrosion's coming, so you draw a card, they mill 2. It's all good.
Yeah.
But one of the main features is Drowned Secrets. It's a 1 in a blue enchantment. Whenever you cast a blue spell, target player puts the top 2 cards of their library into the graveyard. And most of it is all blue splash, black, or and then yeah. So you can get that countered. Every spell you play, you should be able to.
Yeah, practically every spell.
Yeah.
Next up is Thought Erasure. This is blue, black, and sorcery. Target opponent reveals their hand. You choose a non-land card from it. They discard that card. Surveil 1.
I don't know how many times I've watched this and been through this of like just 2 Thought Erasers back to back is just insane. Like it just hurts the playing field the whole time.
It's so good just because you get to choose what they don't get.
Exactly, just for 2, and then you get to check your next draw.
Yeah, you hurt them and stack your deck. It's so good.
Yeah. The next one is the tricky one, Induced Amnesia. 2 in a blue enchantment. When it enters the battlefield, target player exiles all cards from his or her land face down, and then draws that many cards. When it is put in the graveyard from the battlefield, return the exile cards to the owner's hand. So, Induced Amnesia. It's really silly. And so basically with Psychic Corrosion, we'll get to how many draws. You can draw a whole new hand for yourself. Or if you're playing against control, you're basically milling them 6 for 3 kind of thing. If they don't counter it or anything. So that's where the funness is.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. Next up is Notion Rain. It is a blue, black, and 1 for sorcery. You surveil 2, then you draw 2 cards, and Notion Rain does 2 damage to you.
Yep. You just need to keep your hand full of just spells.
Yeah, that's its main purpose. Just draw, dig for what you need, and then get it.
Oh yeah. Alright, of course, I've been talking about the Psychic Corrosion. 2 in a 1 enchantment. Whenever you draw a card, each opponent puts the top 2 cards of their library into their graveyard. And this is just a machine that just keeps on going with all your draw spells and such.
Yeah, this card does work in all kinds of mill decks. I've seen it just do everything.
Yeah.
Next up is Thought Collapse. Blue, blue, and 1 for an instant. Counter target spell. Its controller puts the top 3 cards of their library into the graveyard.
It works in limited. It'll hopefully work in this standard.
I mean, it's the same as a cancel almost. It's just, it's the same cost as a cancel. It just makes them mill.
Yeah, and which is good. You need to make them afraid not to play stuff on their turn while you're playing blue.
Yeah.
Definitely. Now, we only have 1 in the main board, and you'll probably put some in the sideboard just because of how the meta is working right now. But it's Unmoored Ego. 1 blue, black, sorcery. Choose a card name. Search target opponent's graveyard, hand, library, up to 4 cards with that name, and exile them. That player shuffles their library and then draws a card for each card that's in their hand. Exiled this way. So when you're like game 1 and you know you're immediately playing a Nexus deck, you just want to fire this off immediately.
Yeah, and get rid of that
just
Nexus.
Nexus of Fate, done. Because that's what mostly will restart the graveyard and all that, or Teferi. or just that's the main big ones. Of course, there is Gaia's Blessing that's in standard, and Emergency Powers, which is the 7-drop that restarts your hand and graveyard and stuff too. So not many people are going to be playing those two, but the first two definitely will.
Yeah, definitely. Next up is Chemister's Insight. It's more draw spells. Blue and 3, instant. Draw 2 cards, jumpstart it. You can just draw more.
Yeah. Basically, you want instant scare. To be like, I'm going to counter you? No? Okay, I'm going to draw cards, and then you mill 4 from this one card, and then you just jumpstart it later, which is nice. Now, this one I debated on whether to do Ritual of Soot or this one I like, Phyrexian Scriptures. 2 and 2 black, Saga enchantment. The first one, put a 1/1 counter on target creature, becomes an artifact. And you can do that with a wall if you have one, which kind of helps with the next one. Destroy all non-artifact creatures. Now, since Thought Erasure isn't popular and not many artifact creatures out there, this kind of helps. This helps you stall them from playing anything and helps board wipe you. Sure, it's a little slow, but the next one is exile all cards from all opponents' graveyards, which just helps against Jumpstart or Phoenix or stuff like that. Or even Golgari, like you don't want them to do Find Finality and grab stuff either.
Yeah, this card's pretty good.
Yeah, and that's why I picked it over that one. It's a little slower, but I think it's just really good.
It does what it needs to, though.
Yeah.
Next up is Patient Rebuilding. It's 2 blue and 3 for an enchantment. At the beginning of your upkeep, target opponent puts the top 3 cards of their library into the graveyard. Then you draw a card for each land card to put in the graveyard this way.
So, of course, Psychic Corrosion, that's just super powerful combination. And after everything's wet and damp, you just build it all right back up. It's pretty awesome. With that, of course, the lands, my magic number is 23, because why not? You got 8 of the duels, so 4 Drowned Catacombs, 4 Watery Graves. We have 10 islands, because there's barely any black spells in here, but and then 5 swamps to get there going.
Yeah, you're still going to want the basic swamps because you need to.
Just in case.
In case you need to go get them or they settle or whatever. Any kind of way.
The good old Assassin's Trophy for sure.
Yeah,
They try to get rid of your enchantments. Now with that, of course, as always, because it depends on meta, we don't really do sideboard here on Cardwell's Cauldron, but we do honorable mentions to either replace the main deck or whatever fits your playstyle. The first one is Arguel's Bloodfest. Is a 2-drop enchantment. Basically pay 2 life and you draw a card. And this is where, like, if you know you're playing against control and you have Psychic Corrosion out there, you're just like, don't care. Just pay 2, mill 2. Pay 2, mill 2, keep drawing cards. It does flip if you have 5 or less life and you can force it to flip into a land. And with the land, you just basically tap, sack a dude, you gain life equal to its toughness, which the wall might or might not be there by that point, you know?
Yeah, it's really not really necessary. And it's a May ability, so you don't have to flip it.
Yeah, exactly. You can just keep it as is.
Yeah. Next up is a Mystic Archaeologist. He's 2 mana for a 2/1, and you can pay 5 to draw 2 cards.
This guy has potential somewhere, right? Like, I don't know why. Like, he just seems kind of good. You pay 5 end of turn, draw 2 cards.
Yeah, it seems okay. It's nothing like crazy or like game changing, but it could be if it gets delayed enough.
Yeah, like I said, probably against control because you plop it down turn 2 early game, and if they probably took out all their kill because they didn't see anything by that point. Yeah. So you just have a dude that draws you cards. The next one is what is being popular now in the mono blue decks is a Deep Freeze, 2 and a 1 enchantment aura, enchant creature. Creature has a base power of toughness 0/4, has defender, loses all other abilities, and it's a blue wall in addition to its other colors and types. This is definitely for Drakes. Get rid of the Drakes, get rid of Nimizit, because screw that guy for sure. That's really the only big super huge creature that you kind of want to deal with.
Yeah. Next up is an Uncomfortable Chill. It is a blue and 2 for an instant. Creatures your opponents control get -2/-0 until the end of turn and draw a card.
Man, you're playing blue. Sure, you can just throw in more kill, but if they go super wide on you, like tokens and such, this might help you stabilize a tiny bit until you can get there.
Because it prevents damage from you technically by lowering them, and then you get to draw a card to mill them extra.
Yeah. So there you go. I think this card has potential. Artful Takedown. It's a limited all-star. 2 blue and a black. Choose one or both. Tap target creature. Target creature gets -2/-4 until end of turn. This could destroy mono blue. Because you can just tap your dude and -4 their Tempest Gen and get it out of the way.
Yeah, and if you kill one dude that can't attack and you tap the other dude, they lose their Curious Obsession.
Exactly.
So you're just like, nah.
Be like, no, you can't attack. And why you really pick this is because of the Drowned Secrets synergy, because it's a blue-black. And it's a kill spell, which I'm surprised maybe in War in the Spark there'll actually be more blue-black kill spells out there.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
And like you mentioned earlier, Ritual of Soot is a good card to have. It's 4 mana, 2 black and 2 sorcery. Destroy all creatures with total cost 3 or less.
It gets rid of pretty much the whole meta.
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous.
It really does get rid of like everything that is useful and like super good right now.
Yeah.
Jade Light Rangers, Knight of Autumns,
Good
everything.
Merfolk,
Elves.
Branch Walker,
The whole
Siren
blue
Storm
deck.
Tamer. Yeah, the whole blue deck pretty much. Which serves pretty well.
And all the Rakdos dudes that are in the Rakdos burn deck. Just every dude just dies to that card.
Yeah, pretty much. It's pretty fun with that. Oh, that is the deck Flooded Knowledge. I wanted to make a more solid mill deck to see if it can actually super win and not something too silly, but still, it's just playing a bunch of enchantments and hopefully for the best. Because that's what mill can do nowadays. You just like hope for it.
You're just like, hey, enchantments, hope you don't have enchantment kill, because I'll just mill you out.
Yeah, pretty much. No one plays the white Cleansing Nova anymore. No one does it. Well, with that, the deck list will be down below, and hopefully you enjoyed your stay here at Geektopia Island. Goodbye.
Also, guys, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and if you want to keep up to date on all of our future content, make sure you tap that bell.
And go ahead and check us out on our streams. Don't forget to support us on Patreon. And thank you for staying here on the island.
Later, guys.
Bye.